Hi, welcome. My name's Deb from the Christmas Cart and I'm really excited you're here with me today. I am starting to decorate for Christmas 2021. Now I'm going to start in our guest bedroom. This bedroom has a bit of a farmhouse style to it, and so I'm going to use our Farm Fresh collection in this bedroom. I like to decorate the room because we don't have any of our children living at home, and throughout the sort of December and January period they may come and stay, and a couple of them definitely stay on Christmas Eve and through over to Boxing Day and the 27th. And we also have friends that are coming and going throughout that period as well. So I love to have it decorated and feeling really warm and welcoming and festive. I'm going to start with the tree, which is going in this very boring corner at the moment. And I'm looking forward to sort of giving it a real sort of farmhouse feel with our new collection. Now this tree that I'm using is a very budget tree. It's not pre-lit and it's got the arms that stick in the holes around the stem or the pole of the tree. I've got a few tips and I'm going to give you along the way so that I can get a bit more of a high-end look to it. So stick with me and I'll show you what I go through when I'm putting together a fairly budget tree and I want to make it look fantastic. So one of the things that I do to sort of try and make a budget tree fairly high end is I put it on a plant pot stand which has got wheels on it. Now part of that just makes my job a whole lot easier if I want to clean it or possibly move it around. My main tree that I have does come with wheels on it, but I paid a lot more for it. This one is, as I say, pretty budget. So what I do is I just get some cable ties and I attach the stand to the base of the pot stand, just simply by pulling it tight, and away we go. You just make sure they're fairly tight. Okay, we're ready to go. So we've got our stand ready and we've got our pole in and we're ready to start putting the branches in. So one of the things I wanted to share with you when I'm putting together one of these trees is that I fluff up all the branches at the same time rather than stopping and starting. I find that a much quicker way to get the job done. I then go through and sort of pull each prong of the branch out. I wonder if that's the right word, prong. Just pull them all out. I'm sort of looking to create a bit of a star shape. So I'm getting the fullest look because as we know, the high-end trees, the ones that you pay a lot more money for, look fabulous because they've got so much foliage on them. And one of the ways you can achieve that look is by making sure that every single branch of your tree has had, been shaped a little bit, and getting that star shape on it means that they'll all sort of meet in the middle. So let's get started and pop some of these in. Okay, so we've got our first layer of branches on, and this is actually when I start putting the lights on. Because one of the things that I think that, makes a high-end tree look high-end is the fact that it's got so many lights on it, and the lights just aren't on the tips of the tree, and you can't really see the cord of the lights either, which obviously gives the overall finish of the tree a really professional look. So what we're going to do is start putting the lights on, and we're going to run them along the branches as we're going, so we get some lights deep into the tree here as well. But the first thing you always do before you start putting your lights on is test that they're working. Having your lights turned on whilst you're actually putting the lights on them is another good tip for making sure that you get a good distribution of bulbs throughout the tree. And I'm just going to continue that all the way up the tree. So there she is. She's all put together and she's got her lights on and all ready to be dressed. So as I go through dressing her a little later on, I'll make sure that all of the lights, the cord of the light is pushed in as far as it can be, so it can't be seen. I've kept a little group of lights here, which I will disperse throughout the tree topper when I put that in a little later on. So the next step is to add some extra foliage, and I'll share with you a few of the foliages that I think can really lift a tree and give you lots of opportunities to decorate around the extra pieces of foliage. So these are the 2 bits of foliage that I'm going to put throughout the tree to fill in some of those gaps and make it look fuller and more lush. I like the fact that I've got different textures and different colours, and that'll just bring a lot of interest to the tree. So now it's time to put on my tree topper. I've made this tree topper by combining 3 different types of florals. I've got or picks, Christmas picks. I've got some snowflake sprays that are in white and silver, as well as some of these leaf sprays and a couple of the poinsettias. I've got a red one and a black one, and I've just sort of put them off center. Once I get it into the tree, I'll shape it around a little bit more. I've connected them just using some cable ties. And I've also put a extra long pipe cleaner that I've made just by combining 2 pipe cleaners that I will use to attach it to the pole of the tree, and then I'll use some of the needle pines to hold it right back into place. When I put the tree topper in, I like to position it just under the top of the tree. So I've got a little bit of foliage at the top, and then I position it so it's snug, really tight. Here's the pipe cleaners that I've put on it to pull it in really tight and move the branches out of the way. And once I've got it sitting close into the tree, in one spot I'll then use some of the needle pines to pull it back around the top, just moving the bits of the spray out of the way so I can connect it up the top, and then I'll just pull out the various components, the snowflakes and the leaves, and shape them all. Make sure that they've each got their own little place. Integrate some of the different elements so that they're poking through, the snowflakes are poking through. Now I'm going to come back in with some of the greenery and add that in behind the tree topper. Adding these bits of greenery to the tree topper just makes it look more integrated, more connected to the rest of the tree. And then the final step is to add the lights that I've kept in and around the tree topper. Now I've only done 1 tree topper for this tree because it's going to really only be seen from one side once I've pushed it down in to the corner. But if this tree was going to be seen from different angles, then I'd make another cluster of the florals and put it on the other side as well. So for the florals throughout the tree, I've chosen 6 different picks, including the snowflake sprays. I've got some pine glittery white ones. We've also got these lovely black buffalo check with the red trimmed in white, and these gorgeous buffalo check poinsettias, and also some bunches of red berries. So I'm going to disperse those one at a time throughout the tree. General rule of thumb is if you have a 7-foot tree, you would want to have one type of spray for each foot. So if I've got 6 different sprays or florals here, I'd be getting between 6 and 8 for a 7-foot tree. When I put the florals in, I work with one floral at a time initially and try and get them evenly dispersed throughout the tree. I might need to go in afterwards once I've got them all in and move some things around if I think they're sort of clumped unevenly throughout the tree. When you're putting on your florals, as you take each piece out and prepare it to put it on the tree, it's really important that you separate out all the various components. Good florals are normally wired and they allow you to shape them so that you can get that lovely sort of direction and get a little bit of space in between each of the, either if it's the leaves or the snowflakes. And the other thing just to consider is whether you want to cut the stem. There are a lot of florals these days that come with a clip, but these ones that come with a stem, you can decide whether you want to cut them or not. I don't. I try to keep all my floral stems on because I never know how I'm going to use them next year. So this year they might be in the tree, next year they might be in an arrangement in a vase and I want the length on them. These ones are particularly long, so maybe I would cut them, but at the moment I'm finding as long as I shape them and I position the stem of the floral into the tree on a bit of an angle, I can get the shape that I want. So now for one of my favourite parts of decorating a tree, and that's adding the ribbon. This is a lovely wide ribbon garland that's a buffalo check and it's on a bit of a diagonal, and then this is a glitter wide ribbon as well in red. So I'm going to disperse these. First thing I do is make a big tree, a big bow to sit up the top here, because I find that having the bow in the coordinating colours will sort of tie the tree top into the rest of the tree. So I'm going to start with a bow and then I will group these together and mix them throughout the tree. So one of the ways to really elevate the look of your tree is to have some big focal points as part of your decorations. And I'm actually using these birds houses, which I painted myself. This is just a craft birds house that I've painted, add a bit of a greenery, and also these really cute little red glittery birds. On the back of the birds house, I've used a cable mount just to be able to feed through a piece of floral wire or pipe cleaner, and that's what I'll pull back and I'll attach it to the pole of the tree. I've just got 3 of them, that's all I need because they're quite big as you can see, and I'll just disperse them through the tree right on the front where they can be really seen. Now to go in with some little decorations, I've got some bells and some signs and some pine cones and a few snowflakes just to fill in around all of the florals and the ribbon and my focal decorations. So there she is, the first tree for the season done, and I'm really happy with the way that my beautiful farm fresh, glittery, snowy, sparkly tree came together. Now I'm going to do the rest of the room, but first a quick vacuum. I've got to put down my tree skirt and a few other ornaments that I've got for the bottom of the tree, and then I will give you a look at the whole tree from top to bottom. One of the ways that you can really elevate your tree is by actually putting a little bit of decor at the bottom of your tree and styling it to coordinate and carry on the story that you've created on your tree. So for the rest of the room, I'm going to use some elements that we had in our Farm Fresh collection, including this free Christmas download that I've printed here in A2, and I've got it framed in just a simple black frame, and I'm going to swap it out with some of the prints that I've got on the shelves above the bed. I've also got some of the buffalo check stockings that I'm going to hang on the hooks above the chair over there, and I've got a few other elements that I'm going to sprinkle around the room. Got a beautiful teardrop swag that I'm going to hang between the two windows, and a lantern swag that I'm going to make and put on a beautiful black lantern and include that on the desk. So a few other bits to go. I'm going to put it all together and I'll come back and show you when it's all done. Well, I love the way that the room turned out. I love all the colours, the brightness of the red and the black and the white sort of jumping out of the tree, all the pretty snowflakes and the rustic elements, and the beautiful whimsy down the bottom of the tree with the polar bear family all kind of playing together. It's very cute. I'm very happy with how welcoming that the bed itself looks, with the decor just on each side of it and above it. And of course I love our personalised stockings there, and I'm just thrilled with the way it all turned out. I hope that this video has given you a few ideas and a little inspiration on how you can create this very festive Farm Fresh Christmas look in your home this year. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We've got some more decorating videos coming up this year, and we look forward to sharing all of that with you. We'll link all of our socials below, and we look forward to sharing all the fun that comes around with celebrating this amazing time of the year. Take care. Bye.